the nice thing about being a guy is I don't have to carry 3 dresses.
Just keep going.
That's it.
The flying thing stuff.
Can we hunt for like...
Okay.
I would just like to thank everyone for your love and support this past year. I've had a fantastic time, something I will cherish for the rest of my life, and I can't wait to see everybody everybody again. I'm finally coming home, Wisconsin, so I will be back tomorrow, and to Canada, United States, Brazil, the Philippines, and Australia. Thank you so much for your support, and I love you all. Thank you so much.
I love your dress.
And especially my sister Denise.
Hello, Gym Starters of the world. I thank you for tuning in tonight. I hope you've had a wonderful time this week watching all the live stream. I cannot wait to come and visit you all in your home jurisdictions this year. This year is about you girls, and I cannot wait to represent all of you. I love you all so much. Take care, and we will see you very soon, okay?
Hey Queensland, Miss International, she's coming to see us in April. And I have the pleasure of escorting her to the pageant. And I am going back to Nebraska with her tomorrow. We're going to have a good time.
We're going to have so much fun.
Hope you enjoy the night, and look out for David, the last one on the line. He's there. Good job.
You can say something. Don't be shy. That's all you got?
Can we do a shout out?
Wait.
Hold on. There we go.
Hi, Nevada! We love you! Thank you.
Uh-huh.
This is happening.
All right.
Come on, get in here. Get in here. Get in here. You have to say hello. Hi, Christine. Hi, Mom.
I love it.
Hey everybody, here he is, the new Supreme Outer Guard. Go, David.
Hi, Queensland and my darlings. See you soon.
Hi, Wes.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Hi. The lip.
Randy Schultz, past Grand Guardian of Michigan, who will serve as hostess for the ceremony.
And I have the honor of introducing Sue Coulter, past Grand Guardian from Oregon, who will serve as hostess for this ceremony. Wrap the gowels.
I'd like to welcome you all from the great state of Oregon to Supreme 2015. For those of you who might make your first trip to Oregon for our reception in May, did you know that Oregon offers 363 miles of coastline along the Pacific Ocean? Or that we have 12 unique ski areas around the state covering more than 16,000 acres, 400 runs, and 71 ski lifts. There are so many rivers I couldn't count them all, but at least 6 major ones. Maybe you've heard of the Columbia, the Willamette, the Deschutes, the Umpqua, the Tualatin, and the one I grew up on, the Rogue River. In the Masonic organizations, we talk about fraternal relations, and in Job's Daughters, we talk about our Masonic heritage and how important it is to all of us. I'm pretty sure that back in 1945, when Ben Alberts took his small family to the shrine picnic near the Rogue River, and met Nicholas Coulter's family for the first time, he never envisioned that his grandchildren would be continuing on their Masonic legacy quite this way. But ladies and gentlemen, our path may not always be laid out in the way that we think, but enjoy the journey, make friends, and keep coming back. Thank you.
I put this in the biggest font I could do and keep it on paper, and I still have to wear my glasses. Not good. I was going to start with one of Jeannie's favorite songs, Little Bunny Foo Foo, but I won't. I won't. Let's get a little serious here. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. We all have gifts to share. Everyone, everywhere. Everyone is gifted, but some people just never open their packages. Use what's in your arsenal. I want to thank Jeannie and John for asking me to be one of your mistresses of ceremony. I kind of like that title. We welcome you to the 96th installation of the Supreme Guardian Council. On August 10th, 2012, my best friend and middle sister was elected Supreme Marshal. I've been waiting a long time to inform you that you have no idea what's in store for you. To quote William Shakespeare, though she is little, she is mighty. If you think small things, and we know how vertically talented she is, cannot make a difference, spend the night with a mosquito in your room. Jeannie and John have chosen to use sharing the gifts of Job's Daughters as their theme. What a neat idea. We all need to take stock of the gifts we've been given because we are in this organization. Jeannie, enjoy every moment of this year. Life is too short to waste on anger. Laugh when you can, apologize when you're wrong, and let go what you can't change. Your ability to analyze a problem and see a solution is one of the gifts in your arsenal. As a teacher, Jeannie comes well-equipped to communicate effectively with our daughters as well as the adults. I say she's a teacher, but really she used to be a teacher. Now she has no classroom. She has no classroom. She has proven to be an excellent teacher and mentor. She's successful, and successful people build each other up. They motivate, they inspire, and I get it. And push each other. Unsuccessful people just hate, blame, and complain. Jeannie, love yourself enough to set boundaries. Your time and energy are precious gifts. You get to choose how you use them. You need to teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and won't accept. Don't take naps, take horizontal life pauses. We all know you should watch Dad because he can do it really well. We all know that you realize not everyone can be the head honcho because there have to be those of us left to applaud as you pass by. Please remember that nobody says you are entitled to rewards for good behavior. Challenges are what life makes interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Give our members the gift of teaching them the difference between the things in life they have to work for and the things in life that are freely given. People who say it can't be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. You are our precious gift, Michigan's gift to Job's daughters in 2015 through 2016. We know you think you are not bossy. You just know that what everyone else should be doing. We know you will give all of your special gifts to our daughters and our leaders this year. I would offer you moral support, but some say my morals are a little questionable. No, just teasing. So remember where the road started and use the map, not Garmin, to find your way back. We will be friends till we are old and senile, and then we'll be new friends. Little bunny foo-foo and other furry and flying creatures will be revealed in Flint, Michigan on September 26, 2015. So stay tuned for further tribute to our little butterfly who's spreading her wings. Put on those brave girl wings and fly, Jeannie Link Johnson. Love you. Installing junior custodian. I love this. And installing senior custodian. You will escort the Supreme Guardian and Associate Supreme Guardian to the east. You know, you try to raise them the right way. That I introduce Barbara Cooper, Past Honored Queen and Supreme Guardian.
It is with pleasure that I introduce Mike Allen, who is the Associate Supreme Guardian of Job's Daughters International.
Installing junior custodian and installing senior custodian. You will escort the Grand Guardian and Associate Grand Guardian of Michigan and Oregon to the east. And the 2015-2016 Grand Guardians. I can't read your writing. Just yes. great deal of pleasure that I introduce Marcia McDonald, past Honor Queen, Grand Guardian of Michigan, and Janet Hernandez, who is Grand Guardian of Oregon.
And it is with pleasure that I introduce Sean Tanner, who is Associate Grand Guardian of Michigan, and Nick Smith, who is Associate Grand Guardian Pro Tem of Oregon.
You will welcome them. Installing junior custodian and installing senior custodian. You will escort the Supreme Bethel Honored Queen.
They're here.
Oh, didn't you want to be escorted?
They're here.
That's okay. Come on up. We'll introduce you. You've got new shoes on. You don't want to walk around. It is with a great deal of pleasure that I get to introduce Maddie, help me. Iris. Maddie Iris, I'm sorry, Supreme Bethel Honored Queen, and Sarah Leeper, Miss International Job's daughter. Now, thank you. Okay, guys, ready? One more time. I get to give orders. Installing junior custodian and installing senior custodian. You will retire and escort into the room the installing officer and the associate installing officer. It is with a great deal of pleasure because I don't think I've ever gotten to do this before. Neither. But I would like to introduce Mrs. Marilee Smiley, past Honored Queen, past Grand Guardian of Michigan, and past Supreme Guardian, who will be serving as the installing officer for the evening.
And it is with pleasure that I introduce Mr. Bob Floor, who is past Associate Supreme Guardian and past Grand Associate Guardian of Virginia. Thank you.
Installing junior custodian and installing senior custodian, you will escort our dignitary, the representative of the Grand Master of Michigan, to the east. My pleasure to introduce Robert Conley, past Grand Master, Grand Secretary of Michigan, representing the Most Worshipful Grand Master, Richard Wisely. We are assembled here this evening for the purpose of installing the newly elected and appointed officers of the Supreme Guardian Council, Job's Daughters International. installing guide and installing junior and installing senior custodian, you will retire and escort the other installing officers to the east. In installing the officers, I will be assisted by Ron Johnson, Past Associate Supreme Guardian, as installing guide, Tony Underwood, Past Supreme Guardian, as installing marshal, Patty Reardon, Past Supreme Guardian, as installing chaplain, Gary Semenek, Past Associate Supreme Guardian, as installing senior custodian, Randy Hansen, Past Associate Supreme Guardian, as installing junior custodian, Mike Allen, still Associate Supreme Guardian, as installing flag bearer, and Rosemarie Short, Past Supreme Guardian, as installing secretary, Michelle Kurbitz and Wendy Schultz, as installing soloist. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will escort the installing officers to their stations. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will escort the Supreme Deputies into the room. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will conduct the newly elected and appointed officers who are to serve the Supreme Guardian Council for the ensuing year into the room.
The art of giving. In gratitude for God's gift of life to us, we should share that gift with others. The art of giving encompasses many areas. It is an outgoing, overflowing way of life. Basically, we give what we are. The thoughts you think, wrote Matterlink, will shine through you as if you are a transparent vase. The gifts of things are never as precious as the gifts of thought.
Emerson said it well. Rings and jewels are not gifts, but apologies for gifts. The only true gift is a portion of thyself. We give ourselves when we give gifts of the heart. Love, kindness, joy, understanding. sympathy, tolerance, forgiveness.
We give of ourselves when we give gifts of the mind, ideas, dreams, purposes, ideals, principles, plans, inventions, projects, poetry.
We give of ourselves when we give the gifts of spirit, prayer, vision, beauty, aspiration, peace, faith. We give of ourselves when we give the gift of time, when we are minute builders of more abundant living for others.
We give of ourselves when we give the gift of words, encouragement, inspiration, guidance. We should give of ourselves with the radiant warmth of sunshine and the glow of an open fire.
We should give our Bethels a devoted and enthusiastic member, majority member, council member, or sideline supporter. We should give our community a good person. We should give our home a devoted family member. We should give our country a loyal citizen.
The finest gift we can give to our age and time is the gift of a constructive, purposeful, and creative life. All of us have it within our power to share these gifts, many of which are learned or perfected throughout membership and participation in our order. Our goal this year is to encourage you to share the gifts of Job's daughters. Share these gifts with your Bethel sisters, with your family, with your community, with your Masonic family, and with your friends and neighbors who may not yet know of the amazing gifts that are Job's daughters.
Installing guide, installing marshal, and installing chaplain. You will retire for the presentation of the Bible. Installing flag bearer, you will present the national flag at the altar. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will escort the flag into the room. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will escort the flag to the east. All citizens of the United States will repeat the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before installing the officers who have been elected or appointed to serve the Supreme Guardian Council, Job's Daughters International, for the ensuing term, let us ask the blessing of our Father in heaven. Installing chaplain, you will attend at the altar. installing secretary, you will read the names of those elected and appointed to serve the Supreme Guardian Council, Job's Daughters International, who, as their names are read, will rise and remain standing. You will place your right hand over your heart and assume the following obligation. In the presence of Almighty God and these witnesses, I solemnly promise that I will conform to and support the Constitution and bylaws of the Supreme Guardian Council, Job's Daughters International, that I will faithfully perform all the duties of my obligation which devolve upon me in assuming my office, and that I will always endeavor to promote the welfare, future growth, and spiritual integrity of this organization. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will present the Supreme Guardian at the altar. Supreme Guardian, into your hands and keeping devolves the control and guidance of this organization. It is your duty to enforce all laws and to see that the Constitution is upheld throughout the supreme domain. Your office, which carries with it great responsibility, as the welfare of our organization depends upon the manner in which you conduct its affairs. Obey not only the letter, but the spirit of the laws. You will repeat after me. I sincerely promise that I will faithfully obey and justly enforce the Constitution and bylaws of this Supreme Guardian Council, Job's Daughters International. That I will perform the duties of my office to the best of my ability. That I will promote the growth of our order and foster its welfare. And that I will strive to be fair and impartial in the exercise of the power of my office. So help me God. Amen. There is dignity not gained by position. It is the dignity of charity and kindness. It arises not from selfishness, but from the justice and a sense of importance in our lives and in our relationships one toward another. We who walk the pathway with you pray that our Heavenly Father will give you the courage to meet every difficulty, wisdom to judge each question aright, and His grace to sustain you in the performance of your duties. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will escort the Supreme Guardian and her escort to the east. Pleasure and love that I present to you your Supreme Guardian, Jeannie Link Johnson.
Installing guard and installing marshal, you will present the Associate Supreme Guardian at the altar. Associate Supreme Guardian. Your duty is to assist the Supreme Guardian in the performance of her duties. When requested to do so, and all of the things pertaining to the welfare of the order. Give your best counsel and advice. Let no worldly considerations swerve you from the path of duty, that the virtuous and justice and truth, ever remembering that by the practice of the pure principles of Freemasonry, you can best serve our daughters. Installing guard and installing marshal, you will escort the Associate Supreme Guardian and his escorts to the east. My pleasure to introduce your Associate Supreme Guardian, John Coulter.
Installing guide and installing marshal, you will present the Vice Supreme Guardian at the altar. Vice Supreme Guardian, it is your duty to assist the Supreme Guardian and assume her duties if she is unable to continue in her office. Promote, as far as possible, the growth and welfare of our order. Be gracious in manner, thoughtful and kind, expressing in your daily life the principles that we strive to teach. The great weaver is adding new threads to the cloth of pure gold, and may all of your actions and beauty enhance the value and promote usefulness as you serve our order. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will escort the Vice Supreme Guardian to the east. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Pat Pelham, Vice Supreme Guardian.
Installing guard and installing marshal, you will present the Vice Associate Supreme Guardian at the altar. Vice Associate Supreme Guardian. It is your duty to assist the Vice Supreme Guardian in all the promotional work allotted to her and assume the duties of the Associate Supreme Guardian in his absence or his disability. Make yourself thoroughly familiar with the Constitution and bylaws of the Supreme Guardian Council so that you may be prepared to give assistance when called upon to do so. Installing guard and installing marshal, you will escort the Vice Associate Supreme Guardian to the east. introduce Tim McKice, Vice Associate Supreme Guardian.
Installing Guide and Installing Marshal, you will present the Supreme Guide and the Supreme Marshal at the altar. Supreme Guide, it is your duty to bring before the Supreme Guardian Council such matters as may enhance the value and well-being of this organization. Supreme Marshal, to you comes the honor of caring for our beloved national emblems. It is your duty to assist the Supreme Guide. Installing Guide and Installing Marshal, you will conduct these officers to their stations. Pleasure to introduce Shelley Cole, Supreme Guide, and Pam Henderson, Supreme Marshal.
Installing Supreme Marshal and installing Supreme Guide. Excuse me. I'll start over if it's all right. Installing Guide and installing Marshal, you will present the Supreme Inner and the Supreme Outer Guard at the altar. Supreme Inner and Supreme Outer Guard, you are to protect the interests of our order, guard the doors of our assembly room, and promote the good of our order. Installing Guard and installing Marshal, you will conduct these officers to their stations. It is my pleasure to introduce Ralph Smith, Supreme Inner Guard, and David Kirk, Supreme Outer Guard.
Installing Guide and Installing Marshal, you will present the Supreme Secretary and the Supreme Treasurer at the altar. Supreme Secretary, you are to keep the official seal and affix the impression of the same to all official documents, and to perform such other duties as directed by the Supreme Guardian.
Supreme Treasurer, it shall be your duty to perform such duties that may be assigned to you by the Supreme Guardian. May your office be a reminder to all that honesty and integrity are the essentials in our daily lives. Installing guide and installing marshal. Is that your deal?
No, go ahead. It's right here.
Present these
Escort them to their seats. It's not over. It's right there. To their station.
to their stations.
Installing guide and installing marshal, you will present the Supreme Librarian, Supreme Chaplain, and Supreme Director of Music at the altar. Supreme Librarian, it is your duty to aid in the selection of good literature. It is one of the greatest privileges of your office. May the ideals of pure thoughts be embodied in your work. Supreme Chaplain, so live that your prayers may be recognized as true supplications in our order. Supreme Director of Music, may your life exemplify to all the harmony expressed in song and rhythm. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will conduct these officers to their stations. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will present the Supreme Senior Custodian and the Supreme Junior Custodian at the altar.
Supreme Custodian, your duty is to serve as escorts when requested to do so, and to perform such duties that may be assigned to you by the Supreme Guardian. Every duty merits the attention to detail and exactness of execution. Installing guide and installing marshal, conduct these officers to their station.
Installing guide and installing marshal, you will present the Supreme Messengers at the altar. Supreme Messengers, your title indicates your service. May you ever be messengers, promoting the ideals of our order throughout the world. Installing guide and installing marshal, you will conduct these officers to their seats. Installing secretary, you will read the names of those appointed to serve as Supreme and Assisting Supreme Deputies for the ensuing year, who, as their names are read, will rise and remain standing. You will place your right hand over your heart and make the following obligation. In the presence of Almighty God and these witnesses, I solemnly and sincerely promise that I will conform to and support the Constitution and bylaws of the Supreme Guardian Council, Job's Daughters International, that I will adhere to the Supreme Book of Ceremonies in the performance of my duties, that I will promote Job's Daughters International throughout the Job's Daughters world. Supreme Deputies, to you has been given the responsibility of making known to eligible persons the teachings and principles of Job's Daughters, to assist Bethel's not under Grand Guardian Council in the understanding of the ritual and supreme law, and to promote Job's Daughters International in such areas as directed by the Supreme Guardian. Your good work will strengthen our order throughout the Job's Daughters world. Installing Secretary, you will make the proclamation. Supreme Guardian, I now present you with the gavel, the emblem of your authority as Supreme Guardian. Wield it with wisdom, justice, and equality. May our order be a lasting monument to the witness illustrated in the life of Job. Patience, wisdom, and justice. With God's help, may you conduct its affairs with thoughtful care for the benefit of our Masonic daughters.
Installing guide and installing marshal, you will retire the installing officers. Announcements of standing committees. The following have been appointed to serve on the standing committees of the Supreme Guardian Council for 2015-2016. Appeals and Grievance, Maureen Wise, Joan Means, Harvey Budd Riebel. Educational scholarships, Judy Burrell, Mary Lou Walters, Nancy Narr. Finance, Bruce Bugby, Grayson Kugel, David Barron. Jurisprudence, Wendy Scholes, Randy Hansen, Georgiana Murto, Rhonda Gaylor, Daryl Vierling. Leadership Development, Joniel Smith-Conley, Sherry Ligotti, Denise Elwood, Karen Keller, Sheila Galvin. Promotion, Ron Johnson, Heather Collier, Dee Hennebree, Tiffany Ingalls, and Melanie Schoonmaker. Before we go any further, I have the distinct pleasure to introduce Amber Galaz, past Supreme Bethel Honored Queen, who literally flew in low to the ground just before this event started. Thank you for coming, Amber. We're delighted to greet you. This seems almost surreal, yet I know it isn't. 4 years ago in Baltimore, with some encouragement from people other than my beloved husband, I stood for Supreme Marshal and John stood for Supreme Outer Guard. The vote was cast and the journeys led us here today. Each of us, daughters and adults alike, receive intangible gifts from the time and experiences that we have in Job's Daughters. While receiving gifts is an exciting and pleasurable thing, sharing our gifts with others is just as satisfying. Our theme this year is Share the Gifts of Job's Daughters. We will, with the assistance of the Promotion Committee, be implementing a monthly program where each of our Bethels will be given a gift to share within their community, as well as ideas as how the gift might be shared. Now I have breaking news for you folks. And since we've often said that we move like a match trying to move a glacier, I want you to know we moved. The Promotion Committee members met late yesterday afternoon, and in the space of several hours, or a long night for perhaps Dee Hennebree, they designed a mock-up of their proposed promotional website. This morning, they presented their work to the Board of Trustees and requested permission to use the JDI logo and trademark to create social media websites for promotional use only. It's on the screen, folks. There it is. These sites are the property of the Supreme Guardian Council and Job's Daughters International, and will become the responsibility of the social media director once this position has been fulfilled. Until then, the Promotion Committee will administer, monitor, and update these sites on behalf of Job's Daughters International, and all sites, whether it's Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, will link back to the Job's Daughter International website. We are excited. We hope you, daughters and adults alike, will be as well. Adults, I know technology is challenging. Trust me, I know. I married a guru, so I didn't have to work too hard at it. But one of the gifts our younger members have is that of being real tech savvy, so get them to help you see what's on the website, make that one of their jobs. In September, the gift is Share the Gifts of Books. I am a teacher, and it seemed appropriate. Your Bethel might consider donating books, new or gently used, to local shelters that serve the homeless or the abused. You might consider volunteering to read to children in your local elementary schools, or at a local daycare, or even to those with visual impairments. Is there a local bookstore where you could do a Royal Reader program in your cape and crown? Quite possibly. These are just a few of the ways in which you can share a gift in your community. By engaging in these types of activities, you're making Job's Daughters known to the public. So this is promotion. You are participating in a service project, so that's good citizenship. You must plan the project. That's organization and leadership in practice. This is who we are, it's what we do. Let's be positive and a visible force within our community so people will no longer ask, is Job's Daughters still around? Please, we encourage you to use the newest tools at your disposal. With respect to the use of social media, I would request that all of you, daughters and adults alike, be responsible and respectful users of social media. First of all, and I've said this to my children in the classroom as well as my own, if you cannot look your grandmother in the eye and say what you are about to post, then you probably should not post it. And I think you need to follow that. All of us, of all age groups. Second, that social media website may well be where someone initially reads about Job's daughters. First impressions are important, they are lasting, and it is very difficult to change. So let's conscientiously work to make positive first impressions online as well as in person. I hope you all saw the leadership posters that were outside this room and inside as well with the flyers. The weekend has been designated to help our adult volunteers gain new insight and skills in working with others. A Bethel Guardian Council is a team, a Grand Guardian Council is a team, and the Supreme Guardian Council is a team. We are a multi-generational organization. We place different emphasis on different values. And often these differences are the underlying cause of dissension and lack of progress towards a common goal. We encourage you and your leadership team to join us in Canton, Ohio, as we address these issues and learn to lead and leave a legacy. Finally, it's my personal goal this year to be a good steward of the authority and opportunities that come to each of us who have served in this position. This year, it's not about me. And it's not just about the daughters, nor is it about the adults. This stewardship is about our order as a whole. We are not exclusive, we are interdependent. And all of us need to remember that. We are an organization whose goal should be the continuation of Job's Daughters International, where young women respect tradition while shaping the future. So share generously your gifts as they are as unique and necessary and valuable as each of you are to our order. Associate Supreme Guardian.
Get used to it this year. Short and tall. Good evening, Supreme Guardian, past Supreme Guardians, past Associate Supreme Guardians, Distinguished East, daughters, adult council members, family, and friends. Wow, how fast 3 years have flown by since I was first elected as Supreme Outer Guard. I have learned so much about our organization and what it takes to run a nonprofit organization like Job's Daughters at an international level. Thank you to all the current and former Supreme elected line and Board of Trustee members who have shared their thoughts, ideas, and wisdom with me. I feel ready and confident to take on this role as Associate Supreme Guardian for this year. I see this year coming 5 areas where we as an organization need to focus our energy: membership, adult training, implementing our strategic plan, fundraising at the Bethel, Grand, jurisdictional, and Supreme level, and education, educating our Masonic family on who we are and how much we need them to get involved with our youth. We're pretty good at selling plants, Christmas wreaths, candy, doing car washes, and the like. We need to take this same desire and develop a plan to sell our organization to those who are around every day. We need to sell ourselves. Be confident and willing to give that elevator speech. We are seeing the Masonic Blue Lodges growing again. Ask yours how they are doing it. Ask if their members have daughters, granddaughters, and nieces, and can they introduce you to them. Plan a purple party together with your Blue Lodge, your Eastern Star, your Amaranth, your Shrine, your Commandery, and all the other appendant and concordant bodies. Make it a Masonic family purple party, led by the youth and the master of the lodge. My challenge for this year to each daughter here tonight and to those back home is to find not only one new girl to join, but also add one additional younger daughter so that she can become your replacement when you majority. Adult training is very challenging to accomplish when membership is spread geographically all over the country, Providence, continent. When Supreme holds its annual leadership conference, we hope to have 75 people attend. Now that's not even 2% of our adult CAV membership. We face the same challenges when Grand Councils hold leadership camps in their jurisdictions. How do we solve this challenge? Do we use more go-to-meeting sessions from our Supreme and Grand Leadership Committees via computer? Do we develop computer online training modules that adults can take? We need to explore all options. Give us your ideas. This past year, the Board of Trustees finalized and placed into motion our strategic plan. For many, many years as an organization, one of our greatest challenges has been that each year, each new Supreme Guardian would come into office with a list of great things to accomplish. Some were great, some didn't work. What was missing was a consistent plan to implement ideas that had come from the larger audience of Job's daughters, a plan that would be followed by Supreme Guardian after Supreme Guardian after Supreme Guardian. The board set out this year to develop a broader plan, having more people involved in its development. It happened. And now our organization has their strategic plan. For those who were able to attend the Board of Trustees Town Hall the other night, you got a glimpse of the plan and those leading its implementation. You can find this strategic plan on the website. This is a living document. What I mean by that is that new ideas and actions that resonate with our membership can be considered to be added to this plan annually. A plan is just that, a plan, a document. It is nothing if it is not implemented. That is the single largest challenge of any organization, company, or government. I've spent the past 18 years doing volunteer strategic planning facilitation. Without a doubt, if there's not a planned method of implementation with accountability, there is very little that ever goes into effect from the plan. We ensured that this would not happen to Job's Daughters International. As a part of our strategic plan, we developed a strategic plan initiatives group who reports to the Board of Trustees. This is not a JDI committee, but rather a group. It allows us to pull from the very best talent JD has in its membership to ensure this implementation will not only happen, but will happen timely, as called out in the plan. In my travels, I've seen some Bethels who have a good amount of money in their coffers. Others, not so nearly as fortunate. Like membership, we need to develop programs to fundraise often each term. Building your bank allows you to have funds to attend statewide events, allows you to attend leadership training opportunities. It gives you greater ability to travel and meet new daughters and adults and make many new friends. Find that one adult, that one daughter, who are good at making fundraising ideas and making them come to life. Increase your financial coffers this year by 25%. Make that a goal. Grand councils and jurisdictions, rebuild your ways and means committees if they're lacking. Find that super sales lady, that super salesman. As part of our local membership, Bethel term plans this year, develop that all-Masonic purple party. It will do far more than just help you with your critical membership need. It will help build a bridge, create a bond with your Masonic family. Get them to know each of you. Do not wait for them to come to you. Take charge. Go after them. Your challenge to them is to help develop a purple party. It's amazing how adults, when they get around youth, get that gleam in their eye and that excitement. I look forward this year to traveling with our new Supreme Bethel Honor Queen, Maddie, and our new Miss International, Sarah. I want to thank Sue Coulter and Marcia McDonald for their willingness and eagerness to lead the Supreme International Pageant and Committee for the coming year. This is a big undertaking. Thank you, ladies. Thank you to Pam Van Dynen and my good friend Tom Killian for your desire and willingness to share your passion with the daughters in leading the Supreme Bethel Committee. In my opinion, these are the very two best roles adults can have at the Supreme Grand levels. Thank you to my Oregon jurisdiction for bringing such a large contingent to the Supreme Session. Thank you for supporting me and for supporting Supreme. And thank you to my adopted jurisdiction of Michigan. I am one of yours, but not a Youper. I can't quite get that far north yet, but I'm working on it. I miss my three daughters here this evening. They have been my inspiration for taking this journey. They have been Sue and my inspiration for wanting to be involved with Job's Daughters. Their love and enthusiasm for Job's Daughters was infectious. Now my daughters from Oregon and soon many from all over US, Canada, Australia, Brazil, and the Philippines will share their enthusiasm with me. I do know it's infectious. Daughters, ladies and gentlemen, I had written these remarks some time ago. I had a bang-up close for my remarks to share with you. But an occurrence happened in my life, in Sue's life, this past week and a half, that has shaken me to my very core of being. We have a special friend, a lady I've known since she was 11 and I was a junior in high school. She was a little sister of my very close friend from my DMLA days. Stacy Smith loved Job's Daughters as a young girl. She served 2 terms as Honor Queen of Bethel number 13 in Grants Pass, Oregon. She also served as Grand Bethel Senior Princess. Sue and I both lost contact with Stacy until a chance encounter a little over 2 years ago. Last year, Stacy inboxed me on Facebook and told me she had not been active in Job's Daughters since she majoritied. She had raised 2 young boys to young men and was active in their lives of baseball, soccer, and FFA. She wanted to share with me that she had been following my Facebook posts and was proud of me and so happy that I was sharing my passion for Job's Daughters. It had inspired her to get re-involved with Job's Daughters in Santa Maria, California, Bethel number 339. She told me she was loving it and with reconnecting with the girls and the great adult leaders. A month ago, she inboxed me and told me she was excited for my coming year and she was excited for the journey that Sue and I were about to take. 2 weekends ago, Stacy and her Bethel were on a weekend retreat. They were on a hike. She fell, cut herself up pretty good. She ended up with 16 stitches in her leg and 5 in her arm, but she was going to be okay. A week ago, Wednesday morning, I received a call from her sister Sonia who told me Stacy was gone. She had passed away from a freak pulmonary embolism. Stacy was only 50 and was in great health and spirits. I share this occurrence with you to share a message that has hit me hard. This message is, do not wait. Share your passion for Job's Daughters and daughters as adults. Tell all of your friends and those who you come into contact with about Job's Daughters. Share your love for Job's Daughters today and every day. Do not wait. Life flies by us. Don't wait. Through Stacy Smith's inspiration, I want to share even more each day my passion for the love of this order, helping our daughters have the resources they need to grow into young women ready to take on the world. I get to wake up every day knowing that I get to work with Job's Daughters to share my passion with these young ladies. I know Sue, too, will be sharing her passion every day. Jeannie will be sharing her passion every day. Please share yours. Do not wait. This will be my way of honoring a childhood friend who loved our order. She came back to it even though she had no daughters of her own because she had so much desire and passion for this order. So again, please do not wait. The year ahead has a road that we will travel. Today, I do not know how it will take me, but I know I'm excited to take that journey with my Supreme team. Thank you.
He offered me a stool, but I'd probably fall off it, so really this is a better deal. Presentation of jewels. Barb?
Jeannie, with this pin, I place in your hands the greatest gift we have, the care of our daughters. Wear it with dignity and pride as you serve these beautiful girls. I have full faith and trust that you always have the Order's best interest at your heart. You have a gem of a team. You have a wonderful family that's there to travel with you and support you. Keep the cat out of mischief. Hopefully. And I know that you will have fun unwrapping this gift and sharing it throughout the entire year. And know that it will always go as quickly as everybody tells you, faster than you ever wanted to, but treasure every moment. Congratulations.
Thank you. Shoulders feel like they're a little heavier now. Mike?
Okay. John, I didn't know you until 3 years ago when I first met you in Baltimore when you stood up for the Supreme line. And since then, we have been very good friends. And I have learned a lot from you, and I just want to wish you the best of luck. I want you to have fun. I want you to wear this Associate Supreme Guardian's pin. And, okay, and don't lose it. It's very expensive. You keep this pin close to your heart for the love of the daughters. Okay? I have something else for you. As you look at this collar has a square and compass. It has a 42nd chapter, 15th verse, where you read, "In all the land where no women found as fair as..." I can't remember it anymore. I'm so nervous, I'm sorry. "And in all the land were no women found so fair as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them inheritance among their brethren." The Holy Bible, the urn of incense, the dove, cornucopia, the lily of the valley, and the International Order of Job's Daughters Medal. I want you to wear this. You feel that?
Oh yeah.
That is love. All that weight. That's the love of Job's daughters, of all these young ladies out there. I want you to wear this collar with pride, as I did. And I want you, my good friend, to enjoy every moment of your journey. I congratulate you.
I'm getting used to it, really. I don't know how many of you realize this, but when you're retiring, As the Supreme Guardian or Associate Supreme Guardian, you have the privilege of working with Doc Morgan Incorporated to design your own past Supremes pin. The reality of it is you're so busy getting ready for your session, you don't have time to design your pin with Doc Morgan. Mike and Barb are in that position. They're waiting to finalize their order, and so they don't have their pins to present tonight, but I know that each pin will be presented in their home jurisdiction, and that in and of itself will be an exceedingly special event for them. Donna Godey, does the Hike Board have a presentation this evening? Supreme Guide and Supreme Marshal, you will escort the President of the Hike Board to the east.
So it's just making noise, right? Supreme Guardian, Associate Supreme Guardian, Supreme Bethel Honor Queen, and Miss International, could you join me? Maybe we can do this. Okay. I have a small gift for each of you from the Hike Board, and I'd like you to open them, because then I'm going to tell you about them. Whoop. Sarah, Maddie, Jeannie. I didn't figure you wanted to do. So if you would, there's 2 things in each bag, so. One is very little down there. There you go. What they have is a statue, and the statue is a rendition, of Gregory, who was the very first hike recipient 30 years ago. And I hope that you will treasure them as a reminder of that very first gift that was given by a Job's Daughters, and that you will help us continue to give those gifts. Also in your bag is a full set of the hike incentive pins, which Jeannie and John worked on with Doc Morgan and created, and it is the gift of hearing. We have had a fabulous last year. We're hoping for another good one as we celebrate 30 years of hike here in the United States and 25 years of hike in Canada. So your challenge is to promote for us as well as we promote for you. So thank you very much. Good luck on your travels, and we can't wait to follow you. Thank you, ladies.
Donna, John and I had a discussion earlier about gifts for installing officers, and I know that lots of you don't really like to dust. So in lieu of a gift that you might have to dust, we would like to make a donation in honoring our Supreme Officers to hike.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Of course you
Thank you so very
You
much.
are very welcome.
Thank you.
And that's how it works, folks. Supreme Guide and Supreme Marshal, after you escort her to the west, would you please bring Sheila Galvin to the east for a presentation? Pleasure to present to you Sheila Galvin, who is the new chairman of the Board of Trustees.
Okay, there went paragraph 1. I had no idea attending my first Supreme session, Hershey, Pennsylvania, 1977, that I would end up here. It's been an amazing journey. Job's Daughters offers all of us an amazing journey, and along that journey, we are blessed encountering many special people. I'm here today to say thank you to 2 of these very special people. Ashley Underwood. Ashley has been our webmaster for 12 years. This is a really hard job for a number of reasons. I feel the main one is because of the diversity of abilities in working on computers. So there are those of us that are able to turn on our televisions, and there are those of us who can do everything. And Ashley, your humor and patience and steadfastness are so much appreciated, your hours and hours of service. Ashley was presented his honorarium at the Supreme Guardian Council. Our other recipient was shopping. Marilee Smiley. Actually, she was doing an errand for Jeannie. Marilee has been our YPP coordinator for 3 years. I had no idea till I started on the board how very, very many facets there are to this position. Marilee has also been the deputy to Brazil for 16 times. Marilee has gone to Brazil, she thinks 16 times. She's lost count. This is an amazing responsibility as well as an amazing opportunity. Again, hours and hours. I've lost your envelope. No, I haven't. We'd like to present this to you on behalf of the Supreme Guardian Council. Now, these 2 are happy to stand in the background, but you will stand tonight, and as we offer our appreciation to you, please let us offer that to you. Please rise and thank these 2.
Supreme Guard and Supreme Marshal, you may be seated. I understand that the Grand Guardian and Associate Grand Guardian of Oregon and Michigan would like to make a presentation, and you may do so at this time.
Jeannie, Michigan is so very proud of you and the gifts that you have given this order and to Michigan. We know that you have many more gifts that you will share this year. Sean and I could not be more proud to serve as your Grand Guardian or Grand Guardian and Associate Grand Guardian of Michigan. On behalf of all of Michigan, we would like to present you with this gift of our love. We know that you will wear it proudly as you travel this year.
I have the second Legacy Maker pin. Thank you. Thank you very much. Again, as I've said many times, for all you've done, for all you've promised to do, I must tell you, the decorations tonight are just amazing, just absolutely phenomenal. And I thank you. And I would like to know which one of you has the key to my room, because I haven't had one all week. Please raise your hand if you're in the room and you have a key to my room.
I want to know who has my credit card.
So thank you, Michigan. Oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
John, it's been a pleasure getting to know you this year. We know that you also have many gifts to share this and spread the word of our beautiful order. On behalf of Sean and I, we have purchased a brick and will be placed on the pathways. Enjoy your journey with our Jeannie and take good care of her. Good.
We in Oregon are very proud of Mr. John Coulter, and there couldn't be a better year to be the Grand Guardian of Oregon. Could all the folks who came from Oregon please stand? Today, earlier, we had a luncheon where we had a gift, and we had to leave it with Mrs. Coulter because Mr. Coulter was very busy. But we have one more now. Mr. Nick Smith will present that.
It says John Coulter, Associate Supreme Guardian, 2015-2016 JDI. It's a beautiful, beautiful.
This is for short people. Jeannie, we have a gift for you. We were told by our past Supreme Guardian, Miss Linda Stone, that Jeannie likes something that grows only in Oregon and only in Jerusalem, and that is a tree called myrtle wood. So in thinking of Jeannie, we got her a myrtle wood gift.
It is the state of Oregon with a clock. It says Jeannie Johnson, Supreme Guardian, JDI, 2015-2016. Thank you so much. I guarantee I won't be home a lot this year to look at it, but when I get back, I will have it, and I will remember not only the journey, but the many friends we've made on the coast. Thank you so much.
We are proud of you both. Have a wonderful year.
There is one final presentation of sorts. Today is the birthday of our Supreme Fourth Messenger, Mrs. Linda Sharp. So Ashley, with your assistance, let's sing our birthday wishes to Mrs. Sharp. Oh, you're quite welcome. All right. Last night, a number of us were approached because there was no coin march during the Supreme Bethel meeting, which is provided in the rules and regulations of the Supreme Bethel. Because we care deeply about our daughters and their ability to finance their travel, we're going to pass the bucket tonight. If you are able and willing and wish to make a donation because it wasn't done last night, that's terrific. Please do. While the buckets are being passed, I'm going to use the time to introduce my family. Okay? And Peter, you said we're good with the buckets? I love my guys. It's a privilege to be able to introduce my father, Don Link, a past associate grand from Michigan, my sister Debbie, a past Grand Bethel Honored Queen, and a past Grand. Our daughter Amy Clolinger, her husband Paul, and our grandson Cameron. I have one more sister. I started life as an oldest child, and one Christmas I became the middle sister. This is my red-headed sister from another mother, Wendy Scholes. Her husband Peter is in the back doing his usual wonderful job. And our beloved goddaughter, Jordan Scholes. I would like Michelle Kurbitz, our worthy matron, and the Grand Blanc girls who have so graciously accepted Ron and I into their Bethel, as ours are both closed. Thank you for the song. Michelle, can I have the name of the song now? Because for a year they've refused to tell me what they were going to sing. No, okay.
We all have gifts to share.
Thank you. I would like the Michigan daughters to stand and stay standing. I would like the adults from Grand Blanc Chapter, Grand Blanc Lodge, Grand Blanc Bethel to stand. I'd like the rest of my dedicated and loving Michigan family to please rise. Won't you join with me in thanking them for their presence this evening? Who did I miss? Oh, yeah. No. I didn't think you needed an introduction. This man really needs no introduction. This is my beloved husband, Ron, originator of the Good Morning Love Facebook post. How many of you actually follow him on Facebook? This is the man who makes up wild stories about our cat Dulcinea. The cat is alive, but I worry about both of them being left home alone. I would encourage you not to believe everything you read on his site. Truly, I'm just saying. Bobby can testify. Facebook blew up when you put the last cat story on about being caught in the furnace fan. It wasn't pretty. Okay, John, would you like to introduce your family?
It's going to be a long year. Well, first, I'd like to introduce my wife, Sue. She's also going to be working with Marcia McDonald from Michigan as co-chairs of our Miss International pageant for next year. I have something that's rare for me. I have my brother in the audience. No, he's not my twin. My brother Jim Coulter. We do truly, you know, they say you do share bonds with family and friends, and we do have a very unique bond. My brother is the recipient of one of my kidneys, and he has all my bad habits. My 3 daughters, unfortunately, couldn't be here. They're all spread all over the place, as grown-up daughters do these days, but I know they're live streaming tonight watching this. So to my daughters, Katie, Julie, and Jenny, thank you for watching this evening. And I also have he runs the house, owns the dog, our grandson Alex, who is 8 years old. I'm sure he's watching too. So, and I'd like my daughters from Oregon to please stand. My Job's daughters. And remain standing. I'd also like my adults, my family from Oregon to please stand. It's a long ways to come for here, and I'm so appreciative that you all came. Thank you very much. And to my adopted state of Michigan, we're going to be up to see you shortly.
Remarks. Everybody's taller than I am, just about, so it's all good. We are privileged to have with us this evening Chandler Gordon, the International Master Counselor of DMLA, and I would invite you to bring your remarks at this time.
Supreme Guardian Council, distinguished East, guests, friends, and Job's daughters, good evening. It is my pleasure to have the opportunity to address you all again with a twofold purpose, the first of which being a thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to bring DMLA as a representative to your Supreme Session this year. It has been an exciting opportunity for DMLA International and an incredible opportunity for myself and the International Congress Secretary, Brother Quentin Cockerham. The passion that we have seen this week in your sessions and your installations eerily reminds us of our own sessions and the reasons why we took the jobs that we took and why we travel for our own organization. And rest assured that we will translate your passion and your momentum into the opportunity to expand our own organization, just as your officers will do for you this year. So thank you for that. As a congratulations to Ms. Johnson and Mr. Coulter, congratulations to you both and your team of officers. DMLA International looks forward to the opportunity and any opportunity to work with Job's daughters to expand either of our organizations, and of course the opportunity to meet and share comments along our travels with ourselves and your international officers as well. So we look forward to any opportunities to do that in the future. To all of you, I hope that I have the opportunity, and myself and Brother Cockerham, before the evening is over, to meet all of you. It was our pleasure and honor to be here this weekend, and we look forward to seeing DMLA International represented at your Supreme Session for many years to come. Thank you.
Finally, the adults are legal. The girls have been good for 2 days now. We're all a team now, legal, installed, it's good to go. Would you like to come to the microphone, ladies, and bring greetings?
Hello, everyone. So I gave my speech and what I thought yesterday, but there's still a few things that I would like to remark on. This installation was beautiful. To all the installing officers, you guys did an outstanding job. I was so touched by what you guys have done here today, And to all the Supreme officers, I look forward to getting to spend this year with you and work with all of you and get to know you all better. To the girls and all the adults here, thank you for showing up and supporting everybody out here on this floor, especially Mrs. Coulter, Mrs. Johnson, and Mr. Coulter. The adults of this organization need our love and support just as much as we need theirs. So any opportunity to come and support them, we should take, because they're here to help us. So we should be the ones to be there for them and show them that we love them so much. It's something else I was going to say, but I forgot it. I will tell all you girls, keep the relationships that you've made this year at Supreme. I know we're at the end of our year and you all I probably want to go home and sleep. I know I do. I'm so looking forward to that. But make sure to keep in touch with all the friends you've made this year, because the people you meet here are the people that are going to be in your lives forever. Whether you see them all the time or not, it might be years in the future, they're still the ones that you're going to think back and remember them and think of all the fun things you've done at Supreme Session 2015. So make sure that you keep in touch with them, see what they're doing, see how their Bethels are doing, and keep those relationships for the rest of your lives. Still don't remember what I was going to say. I never said thank you to my mom yesterday, and I never introduced her. I was so nervous, so I would like to introduce her right now. My mom is over here, Miss Rita Irose. She has been a huge support to me. Every single time that I felt like I couldn't do something, or I just didn't have the capability to be able to come up here and speak in front of all of you, or to run a meeting, she's always the one that tells me that I can do anything if I set my mind to it and I work hard. And I love you, Mom. Thank you. And I hope you guys all have safe travels, and thank you.
I think this works out well that Maddie and I are relatively the same height, so it's going to be a good year. Good evening, everyone. I would first like to start off by saying how blessed and loved I feel in this moment to be in the presence of the Job's Daughters of the world. It has been an amazing week, and I hope that you girls have made so many memories and friendships. I know those who I have talked to individually, I say, you will never forget the memories you make at Supreme Session. When I attended my first Supreme Session, I loved it so much, I've been back ever since. I would like to start off by congratulating Jeannie and John and the rest of the Supreme Guardian Council. Jeannie, I think I've got the hand thing down for Michigan, and I cannot wait to meet this cat that I've heard so much about. I cannot wait to meet the cat. And John, I think, is it like this? Yeah, we'll work it out. To Miss Maddie, you are a poised, beautiful, well-spoken leader, and I don't think God could have picked anyone better for me to spend this year with. And I look forward to our adventures together. I know we are going to have a blast. I cannot wait. To all you girls, I cannot tell you how extremely honored and humbled I am to serve you as the Miss International Job's Daughter for this next year. Like I said before, I feel so incredibly blessed because my heart has gained a worldwide international sisterhood. My theme I have chosen for this year is entitled Be You, Inspiring Confidence in Job's Daughters International. The message behind Be You is that if we can increase the self-confidence in our individual members, the unity will increase within our Bethels, our jurisdiction, and worldwide. We will be doing this I will be posting monthly Facebook challenges for you to complete within your Bethels. And these challenges you will be able to send me feedback via a Facebook message or something of that sort, and I can share what you are doing so we can all see how we are increasing our self-confidence. And within this next week, I hope you will add me on Facebook. I'm going to be creating a new account, and we will get BU up and running, and I cannot wait. I would just like to take a moment to say a few thank yous to my family, my mom and my dad, my brother and my sister. I love you all so much, and thank you for encouraging me to live my dreams every single day. I love you so much, and I'm going to miss you so much this year. To the jurisdiction of Nebraska, I love you girls, and I would not be standing here right now if it weren't for you. You are my inspiration, and I strive to make you proud. And I cannot wait to represent our jurisdiction throughout the world this next year. And lastly, to the Job's daughters of the world, each one of you matter. You have the capabilities, the talents, and the souls to make this order a beautiful place for our current members and our members to come in the future. This year is about you, and I am honored to represent all of you. And any of you, if you ever need anything, please do not hesitate to call me, email me, send me a Facebook message, because I am here for you, and I love you girls immensely. I would like to wish you all a wonderful evening, and I pray that you have safe travels home. Thank you and good night.
This evening, we will be following Michigan Masonic Protocol, which says the Grand Master or his representative will be the last to speak and then we will go to closing. So I would like to ask if there's a representative from the Illinois-Wisconsin SAC Committee present that has any final announcements to make. Miss Jennifer, I see you. That's what happens when you answer my Facebook posts. Is there anything that you're aware of? All right, then. Everybody has a baby that knows the real answer. Jennifer, please convey to the SAC committee of both jurisdictions how grateful we are for everything you've done to make this just truly memorable. Thank you all so much. Finally, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Robert P. Conley, Right Worshipful Grand Secretary and a past Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of Michigan, who will bring greetings this evening on behalf of our most worshipful Grand Master. Yeah, I'm scared.
Good evening. You know, I drove through a lot of traffic to get here. And if you think you're walking out of here with a good evening like that, you're sadly mistaken. So I know I've got the kazoo crowd in the back here. I've seen this bunch over here. I've seen a lot of flags. I've seen the loudmouths from Michigan are here. So what we're going to do, save it. So what we're going to do is I want to hear how much you love Job's daughters. So on the count of three, I want to hear the kazoos crank it up. I want to hear the big mouths from Michigan. I want to hear Oregon. I want to hear all of you folks. Let me hear how much you love Job's daughters, and you're happy that I drove through traffic heck to get here. 1, 2, 3. said it before, most of you terrify me, and I'm still going to go with that. So there's my little princess back there. It is a great honor for me to be here this evening and to bring remarks on behalf of our Grand Master, Richard Wisely, and all of the Masons of Michigan when I say to Sister Jeannie how proud we are of you, and congratulations on your elevation to this. Also to Brother John, who is our honorary Michigander, and as long as you carried a map with you, you'll know exactly where you're going. "95 years ago, Mother Mick formed this order, and she connected Job's daughters to the Masonic fraternity. And that action on her part was not accidental. It was done because she knew that every single Mason, there are a lot of Masons in this room, maybe we can get them to stand up for just a second so you can look around and see how many Masons are in this room. Come on, guys, stand up. So these are Masons. Thank you. Thank you. Masons are a distinct group in that we take a pledge, an oath. That oath, for pretty much everybody in this room, I would assume, was taken on the Bible. And in that oath is a little piece of it that says, we will protect, we will secure, we will serve our daughters, each other's. So anywhere you go, anywhere in the world, at any time for the rest of your lives, the only thing you need do, if you ever need security, protection, help, an ear, is to find a Mason. And we are today, as we were then, 95 years ago, a whisper away. And we've cared for each other, we've supported each other, we've been together through recessions and depressions, war and peace. The Masons have done this because we swore we would, and we take our oaths very seriously. It is my prayer as a Mason that your order thrives and the journey that you take will be a smooth one. We hope that through your order, young women around this world will grow and hope and love and dream great dreams, that you become all that God, our Heavenly Father, wants you to be. Now, fathers know that their daughters grow up, that they leave their home, and they make their own way. But no matter how old you become, no matter the experiences that you have, your father will always see you as his little girl, the one that he held in his arms. He will always protect you. He will always worry about you. And he will always pray for you. You know that you can depend on him. And just as your father is in that place, know that you can depend on us. You are our daughters, and you always will be. It is our honor and our duty to share these gifts with you. Now, many years ago, my mentor told us a story, and it changed the way that I view my world and the things in it. So I'm going to pass it on to you tonight. Now, when it was told to me, it was men, so I'm going to change it to be ladies. All right? So there was a lady walking down a beach at low tide, And as she walked, it was low tide, and she was just walking down the beach, but she sees somebody down the beach, and it looks like someone is dancing. And as she gets closer, she can see that the someone is a young lady, and it appears that she's picking something up and then throwing it into the ocean. And she gets closer, and she sees that this young lady is picking up starfish that have washed in on the tide and are now stranded. And she goes up to the young lady, and she has a little conversation, and she says, "What are you doing?" And she says, "Well, you know, all these starfish come in at high tide, and if I don't put them back, they'll surely die." And the lady thought and said to the young woman, "There are miles and miles of beach, thousands and thousands of starfish. How can you possibly make a difference?" And at that, she picked up a starfish, threw it into the ocean gently, and said, "I made a difference to that one." So let's say that together. I made a difference to that one. Let's say that together, all right? I made a difference to that one. And that one sometimes is enough to turn the world. You can turn the world by giving, by being of service to others, by sharing your gifts. You'll make the world a better place. I am very proud to be here tonight, very proud of you. Continue your great life. And again, if you need us, we are just a whisper away. Thank you.
Hang on, folks. Installing chaplain, you will attend at the altar. Supreme Marshal, you will declare the Session of Stars Supreme Session from labor to rest to reconvene in Grand Rapids, Michigan, July 27th, 2016. The daughter escorts will please join their adults for the closing ceremony. daughters have completed the closing ceremony, the escorts and their officers will return to the Supreme Officer Station. At that time, we invite you to come onto the floor, meet and greet, take photos, and celebrate the appointments of this Supreme family. Go ahead.
This concludes our ceremony. Please greet the Supreme Officers.